Hey guys, welcome back to another video. ProBook Gamer here. Today's video, I'm going to be going over some of the best new healer items. Technically speaking, these are both swords, but they're not actually used for damage. If you enjoy this type of content and want to see more, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Recently they added Floor 5. With this, they consisted of a bunch of new weapons, armors, a lot of overpowered stuff. But that's all for a new video, and you probably heard about most of it. Live a dagger, all that stuff. In addition to that, they added weapons that are good for healing and everyday use, but mainly to be used by healers. These two weapons that I am going to be talking about is the Fel Sword, and the Florid Zombie Sword. So, let's start with the Zombie Sword. So you have your innate zombie sword to heal. It's very useful. If you take a lot of damage, you can heal up very quickly. Like I just almost regen to full with one use of it. It's very overpowered. It used to be just the zombie sword, then you add golden powder to create it ornate, and now there's a better version of it used to be created from floor 5. And that creates the Florid Zombie Sword. Now this is by far the most expensive upgrade. And yeah. I spelled it wrong, don't look at that. Florid, that should be spelled right. All of them got sold. There used to be so much on auction, like a lot. But apparently all of them got sold. But this is good because A, it has just a lot better stats, damage wise and intelligence wise. That doesn't matter that much. In addition to that, it has an increase of heal for 68 plus 5% instead of 144. So that's a good buff. It's 20 health. It's not a huge buff, but it's still very useful if you're in a tight situation. The best part that makes this so much worth it, and it costs about 6 mil, is the last part. Gain 2+ extra max charges when you play as healer in dungeons. Usually, as you can see in the right corner of my screen, I have 5 Z's. When I use one, it turns into an O, meaning I can't use it anymore. I need to wait 15 seconds for it to come back. So any second now, it should come back to a Z, and then I will still have 5 uses left, just like that. But if you're in a tight situation, you might want to spam all of them and use 5. Then you have to wait 15 seconds before you can use a singular use. And by adding 2 extra uses, this makes this so much better as healer. The whole job of healer is to heal people, not die, revive people in later floors where you can't be revived any other way, and just help out in general. And having this would be a great bonus. Now, this isn't anything new that's added. This is just a suggestion for what you should do, or what you should have, is have the highest level of wand you can, because it's nice to have. It's not a huge buff, but it's nice. And the highest thing you can have with mana flux, maybe overflux, doesn't matter what type you have. Even just radiant. Those are both 2 very useful things. The second really important item is the Fel Sword. This sword is cheaper to craft, but it's still good. It costs about 700k, and it gives you the stats for damage are decent. The best part is the dungeon healer bonus, where it reduces the cooldown of wish from 120 seconds to 110 seconds, and increases your healing circle, how much it heals, by 10%. Now that's really, really good. I mean, increasing healing by 10% for the healing circle is good, because the healing circle is very powerful. And yeah, so that second buff either means one of 2 things. I think it means the second one, but if it doesn't mean the first one, it would be so much better. Usually when you use the healing circle, Oh, they changed this. You get it heals everyone for 2% of their health per second, which is about the same as your mana flux. Now, if this was increased by 10%, this either means, this is very unlikely, that it'll increase to 12% a second. If it does, it is stupidly powerful, and you will not die if you're inside of it, since you will be getting like 100 to 1,000 health per second, and it'd be stupid. And or you just gain 10% of 2%, which is an additional 0.2% health per second, which may not seem like a lot, but it's still incredibly useful. So now I want to go how to craft these weapons. And I'm going to start with the Florid. To craft the Florid zombie sword, I spelled that wrong. You need a couple of things that you can only get from dungeons. You need 24, I don't have the recipe on me, but you need 24 healing tissue. And now if we look on healing tissue, it's pretty expensive. Again, there used to be a lot more on here, but it's all been bought out. I'm gonna buy one just so I can show what the recipe is and how you get it. But these things are obtained by killing mobs from the Watcher. Now, as most people who play dungeons know, there's a % chance for any mob that spawns to have a attribute. Whether that's flaming, meaning if it touches you, it deals fire damage, healthy, which means it has more health, reinforced, more defense, all of those stuff, they only was able to apply to the mobs that spawned, not anything else. But now they're able to apply to mobs from the Watcher. So again, you need 24 healing tissue on an ornate zombie sword. So how you get this is, in the Watcher, if it spawns a mob with the attribute of healthy, it will drop a healing tissue. Then you need to get this 45 or 24 more times, sorry, and then you can get it. So it's not the hardest recipe to craft. None of these recipes are really difficult. They just require luck. For the Florid zombie sword, it's a 100% guarantee that you will be able to craft it, or I believe it's a 100% drop rate. The other one, being the Fel Sword, is crafted with Fel Pearls, also only obtainable from floor 5. We go to this. They're going for stupidly cheap right now, and you just need 32 on a stick. So, extremely cheap, and it's really good. How you get it is, I think they're kind of like Skeletors. I haven't played floor 5 that much, but when you kill a mob, there's like upside down endermite things that will turn into an upside down enderman. They're pretty strong and have like, I think, 800k health. I have not played floor 5, so that number might be wrong. And when you kill it, you have a chance for it to drop a Fel Pearl, just like anything else, just like you getting a armor piece. So, yeah. Those are some of the very, very useful weapons as healer to make it so you will not die. Really quickly, I'm just going to show an armor set that I use. And that is really, it's a Titanic Mender Fedora or Mender Helmet with the tankiest armor you can find. I also use the Necrotic Zombie Soldier as Mage, because I can play Mage and Healer, but I'm leaning towards Healer. So just find a somewhat tanky armor set, so it could be super heavy, just normal heavy, could be adaptive, and just put a Mender Fedora on, because it doubles all healing to yourself and healing to others, and it's pretty tanky. So, yeah, if you guys enjoyed that video, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!